Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of So What's Been Happening. This one, episode 190 on a Thursday night, 23rd of October. Nice to catch up with Matcott again. It's awesome to hear new music released to all artists out there that have put out new music, one being Wilson. Congratulations on your first album debut. Awesome to get out new music. And Tuesday night, we actually moved this podcast. It was originally scheduled for a Tuesday night. We moved it to Thursday. So everyone that messaged me and said, how come you're not on? I decided to take liberty to get out and see Queenie, who released, well, she didn't actually release. She just played 6 of her new songs, which was awesome at Lurley Tavern on a packed Tuesday night. Very impressive to see everyone there, including Matcott, which was really nice to just buy the young man a beer, and good to see. It was heaps normal for the night on a Tuesday, putting yeah, I don't know what he was putting actually, other than a nice cold ale. And it was nice to have a chat anyway. Quickly, there wasn't a chance to get too much of a chat though, because it was a packed hot night on a Tuesday in Melbourne. Great to see everyone out and about, and it's time. It's festival time. Lots of things happening, which is good. The weather's getting a little better, although as crazy as it is. We may touch on the weather as we do with Matcott. Very, it's got some opinion on the weather, fair to say, and what's going on in our environment, which is a crazy place at the moment. Summer was coming originally, and that was the first album that Matcott put out, and it was a cracker. And this one is a follow-up album, which is always the hardest, the second main release that you push out there. So just before we bring Al up, we're going to hit you with this one right between the eyes. Here's a little bit of All Night. There you go. A little sneak peek of the next one too. Yeah, there it is. All Night. It could be all night when you talk to Matcott. We could talk forever, but here we go. Let's bring him up and talk about Fake the Days Away, mate. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Welcome back, mate. It's been, you look a little different since the last episode. I noticed on the trailer you had the curly dark locks and
That's
a little
it.
trim, and we've gone a bit blonde now.
Yeah, it's not for the first time. I must say, I've never used this platform before unless we used it the last time. You're very slick with it. Like it's so much fancier than like Teams or Zoom or something. It's a real, for those watching at home, it's a real swanky setup. I also like the last time we talked on the So What's Been Happening logo, did you have like the electrical animation?
I did, yeah.
It's fancy shit, man. Oh, sorry, can I swear?
You can, you absolutely can.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Um,
It
no,
was
thanks,
cool.
mate. I
I was
appreciate
enjoying
that.
it.
I try and give every artist that I bring on, I try and bring it into their flavor a little bit to make them,
Hmm.
feel like they're all their
Did I
arts.
also notice that the electricity around this What's Been Happening sign was blue and red because of the demons?
Well, that wasn't intentional, to be fair, but let's tie that in anyway.
Yeah,
You're a good detail man, Al. That's what I appreciate about yourself.
shucks.
Any new ink since we spoke last? I'm sure there would be a couple of new ones.
Yeah, the last one might have been the one that I got at the gem um, to like commemorate recording Fake the Days Away, because we haven't spoken since I recorded that.
No, it's really cool. That was a
Yeah.
great gig. Well, the last time I saw you at the gym was a great gig. So let's talk recording. I know
Hmm.
when summer's coming, you wanted to put it out. We discussed the album, but you'd very quickly moved on to writing and getting ready to record the next album, which was really cool. Plenty in the gun.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how it always goes. It's like you
yeah,
record the thing and then uh, you know everything gets turned into admin for like a year, and by the time the actual thing comes out, you're already miles away from it. So it's kind of nice. Like you always go from like I've finished it, I love it, I think it's the best thing ever, to like you go through a period of be like it's terrible, absolutely hate it, and then you pick it back up again. So now it's nice when it comes out to be in like a, oh no, I do actually like this stuff kind of a mood.
yeah. Well, I think you should be very proud of this little baby that you're putting out there into the big world, mate. It's been out nearly officially a week, I think now. Um,
Yep, sure. A week tomorrow. How
yeah,
how fast they grow.
it sure does. What was the original time? Was this kind of always about when it was about to drop, or was this one been in the making for a little bit to get it out there?
I think by the time certain things were locked in, this always seemed like around about the time. But yeah, it's just like you plan. I kind of tried to plan it a lot around what everyone else in the band was up to for this year, just to kind of not just to plan well in advance um, to not feel too rushed throughout the year, because everyone's got a bit on.
Yeah, they have. This is a super busy time, as we
Mm.
know, this time leading into Christmas, and you've assembled an incredible lineup in this band with a new inclusion recently. Tell us a little bit
Yep,
about
Joe.
tell us a bit about Joe, mate. Geez, he adds a bit extra for
Yeah,
sure.
he just offered to one night when I was DJing upstairs at Lily's, and I was like, and because he plays pedal steel in it, but he's incredible across. He's one of those musicians that's like, yeah, yeah, I can play that, yeah, I can play that, and everything he picks up, he's amazing at. But also just a very cool guy.
Yep, looks great standing behind Brendan as I saw him at the jam one night, and yeah, it just leaves that layers. That three guitar things just blew me away. There was
It
plenty
makes
of
things sound quite. It can make things sound quite lush, and then it can also make things sound very heavy. And somewhere between lush and heavy is it's kind of where we're all aiming, I guess.
the magic of Matcott with
Mm,
Heavy Lush. They could be the next album. Who
heavy
knows?
lush. That's
um,
actually pretty good. Brendan actually keeps. He's got in his phone. He's got a note section of just like all the different band names. And he's probably got band names in there that are like 15 years old. But
yeah,
yeah, he's got hundreds of the things.
yeah. There's some artists out there that perform under different guises. Have
Yes.
you ever done one of those gigs, Al, where you haven't performed solo as Al Matcott, but another name?
Nothing springs to mind. If it happened, it happened a long ass time ago, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So the first track,
because it's a. I mean, sorry if my dad's watching, but like, what an unfortunate last name. It's very easily bullyable in primary school, and no one knows what you're saying when you say it. My name's Al Matcott. What? Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. And how many times do you get the MATTCOT?
And Alistair. Do you have any idea how many ways there are to spell Alistair?
Yeah.
It's that's why I'm going with Al.
Al's so
just
much
to make
easier.
that as if that was the hard bit.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Anyway.
But awesome to have new music out and the first one with All Night. Great clip. I love clips that drag out kind of old cool footage and words over the top. Do you just kick back and push through those lyrics? It's got that real rage feel about that one. Tell us a bit about recording or putting that one together.
Thanks. Yeah, that one, it's just because I had no money and I like using old clips of stuff, but I realized that this is going to sound very pretentious, and I am sitting in front of a bookcase, so of course it will. But like, I realized when I was making that video that like that song All Night is like, there's this poet that I really like called Alejandra Pizarnick, and she was Argentinian, so her OG language was Spanish, and then her favorite poems were ones that she wrote in French, and then I've written a song in English just based off her stuff, and then the footage that I've used for the music video is from a German silent film. So it's just just couldn't, and I can't speak any of the languages, So
massive twist.
Yeah, it's so deep, so many layers. Again, yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting one of your songs translated into another language? I do hear a bit about. I've had a couple of mates that have, they go out and have parts of their songs reinterpreted in the hope of
really
putting it out there and sing it. Yeah, a friend of mine actually had one of his songs recorded and played on like The Voice or in Argentina or something, and they sung it in a whole different language. It was totally bizarre, but magic at the same time.
Yeah, I'd be interested as shit to hear what some of my stupid ass stuff sounds. Maybe it'll sound good.
Yeah. Especially with the old Dracula, and who knows? There could be a level of devil in that, and play it backwards, and who knows what it plays like.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of incantations in there when you play it backwards.
Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder what my stuff would sound like in other languages. The accent would be different as well, although I was singing an American accent anyway. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm going to explore that, but not using AI. You try and get a real person to do it, yeah?
That would be cool. So any artist out there that can speak another language, we're going to put you. Well, let's kick it off with All Night. See if someone can pull a bit of that together, even a couple of lines here and there. It'd be good to hear a chorus sung in another language, eh? What do you reckon?
Just be interesting because like the rhyming couplets would be way different, and like the rhythms, right? The cadence would just be. Anyway, whatever. That's an interesting thought. I like it.
If anyone could pull it off, you could pull it off, Al, for sure.
Merci beaucoup.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Wouldn't expect to see you here. Here's another cracker from Al Matcott. Here it is.
Wouldn't expect to see you here, looking like there's something on your mind. With all the courage that comes from the 10th beer, it's to remind us of all our crimes. How just like Jesus we all left you hanging, how you were stabbed in the back and got left behind. I guess it hurts aiming this at the mirror. Maybe that hole in your heart is too deep to Taunted by all you've chosen to ignore. Walls up, pistols out, it's no wonder she thought putting you in the rearview's fine. Guess if the whole world's out to get you, it's easy to turn the rest of your life into a waste of time. Well, it's yours and yours alone. It's not anyone else here to atone for all your offenses that you've chosen to ignore. Sometimes
We're going to leave you hanging on that one, and you're going to have to jump on YouTube and check it out and get another play up, Pharrell. And most importantly, see how it ends. But some killer guitar madness and plenty of fuzz in there.
Yeah, lots of fun. I haven't watched that in a while, and I forgot how just funny some of like the reality TV shit is.
It is.
Mm.
Yeah, it's chaos in amongst most reality TV shows.
Yeah,
Tell us a bit about the chaos of putting that one together. I love, there's some great lines in there. Some great lines. Some of
Yeah.
your best writing in there, mate.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it's a story about like it's about like, you ever had an experience where like your mate is like drunk at the pub and they've got some stuff going on in their life that like they are completely responsible for, and they're like chewing you out or like their friends out or like loved ones out about like, well, you blah blah blah, and it's just like,
Yeah.
mate, you like, this is you did this.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's kind of about that, and then and the ending where it gets more like slower and nicer sounding or whatever. It's like it becomes a little bit more of a like a more bird's eye view of like how friendship's very important and you shouldn't take it for granted. But the first part was like, this is a song about someone who's drunk at the pub. So I was like, well, it should sound like a pub rock song. And so I just tried to write a pub rock song about someone being drunk at the pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like the video was like, so the first bit of the song is all about someone's like confected drama, which is all reality TV is. And then the ending is much more like why friendship is important in general, blah, blah, blah. And so the actual clip of that bit of reality TV actually has it's his clip from Survivor that's very famous and it's very heartfelt and interesting.
Yeah, there is a little bit of heartfelt in some reality TV still,
Can
isn't
be.
there?
Yeah. I remember like when I was a kid, like the first time Queer Eye for the Straight Guy came around, I was like, well, this show is like very silly or whatever, not to be taken seriously. And then like the most recent iteration of it, I remember watching an episode and just like, and it's just like the emotional kind of gravitas of like whoever the guest was that they were helping in the hardships that they'd been through or whatever the case was, and I was just like bawling my eyes out. So yeah, there's some reality TV that actually isn't just complete horseshit, but most of the best reality TV is just whatever Gordon Ramsay's on, I think.
Yeah, and stirring it up for everyone. He is, but yeah, some of that shit hits you when you least expect it and gets you your softest moment. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh man, what got me recently that I wasn't expecting? It was something really bad. I might have had quite a hangover or something, and so like the serotonin levels might have been all out of whack. But I think something that just like shouldn't like that just shouldn't cause you to like be pondering anything or feeling or feeling sad at all. Just like absolutely hit me. I don't know if it was like Speed or like as in the movie, not like or just something.
Yeah,
just something crap.
yeah. There's all those moments, and sometimes you can be in a whole different headspace somewhere, and it just something gets you, and it never didn't get you again, or won't get you again the next time. But yeah, it's weird watching TV.
Can be.
But yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And even being a gig, sometimes you hear a song and you hear it differently when you're in a different mood. And sometimes you connect with a song or an artist or a band, and you think, geez, that lyric just hit me right between the eyes when I wasn't expecting it or needed it most in some instances. So thanks for doing what you do, Al, because you never know who's in the room and who gets something out of it, and maybe misinterpret your song in a good way for their benefit. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. It does have it. Yeah, I've got one song that everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds like a love song," and I'm like, "It's not a love song at all." But also, it's all subjective, man. So like once it's out there, however people take it, by all means.
Yeah, well, it's fair to say you're not a true love songer kind of guy, are you?
I've got one on this album.
Yep.
I've got one on this album, but it sounds very sad, which is that's my MO, I think.
Yeah, it could be. Well, it's a few people's. Love's hard, mate. Love's hard. That's for sure. Let's talk about this new album, mate. There's the beautiful blue rippled vinyl. How do you describe that?
This is what I mean about how swish you are with this, because like, how did you just like, that was perfect. That was so slick.
It's almost like I had a producer,
You've got the album
right?
cover in the back. Like, can the dear viewer at home see that the album cover is actually in the background behind us as well?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, they will. You might even get to watch this back, Al. Who knows?
This is fancy tech, man.
It is. It's kind of like the magic of you guys changing guitars, plugging in, tuning up, and fucking nailing it again like you do. That wows me every time.
That's just analog stuff, man. This is 21st century.
Yeah, live too. Who would have thought?
That's it.
It's a challenge, but no bigger challenge than seeing you guys play live. It amazes me. And you see bands where you got guys like Joe and decide to just jump on different instruments and do all those weird things and do those do the like Brendan killing different pedals and doing all sorts of things and incredible feedback and all sorts of madness.
Ray builds pedals as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's
Very
real.
cool.
Yeah. He's a lot smarter with it than I am.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about recording this album, mate. What kind of changed? Were there some changes in the way it was recorded? New band member, obviously,
yes.
in amongst it. Tell me a bit about where you were with the first one into this one. Yeah.
The last album, we were working with this fella, Wade, who's from Sydney. So we flew him down for the first part of the recordings, and he's sober, and we didn't have heaps of time. So it was just like real fast, and we just like got it all done, blah, blah, blah. And then for part of it, we had to fly up to Sydney to record with him as well. So it was very like, it was a bit, not like all over the shop because it didn't like take too long or whatever, but it was a bit like, flying a band interstate for a couple nights and stuff is like, there's a bit of logistics involved. Whereas this was all upstairs at the Gem. And it was during winter last year, and my beloved was overseas visiting her family. And so I just like lived at the Gem, which is which wasn't sober, So that was very different. But it was great. I mean, we were working with Rob Munoz, and just very, very funny. Just a really, really funny guy.
Great. And let's talk artwork.
A lot of laughing.
Yeah, right. Let's talk artwork for this album as well. Who found this beautiful image and threw a bit of halftone dots on it and cross-processed in the blues and cyans. It's awesome. Tell us a bit about it.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a guy, Hamish Mitchell from the band Armlock. I've been chatting to him because I kind of wanted to. There was this internet art subgenre, because this album is like a lot about the internet, and there's this internet like art subgenre called it was called like dreamcore or something, and it was this. It took a lot of like 90s and early 2000s like kind of word art and like dreamy internet kind of visuals, like the sky and like, I'm sure you remember word art.
Yeah.
From Microsoft Word and stuff. So a lot of that kind of stuff, but it had like an eeriness to it as well. And so I was kind of going for that. And I think we've just so the first album, Summer's Coming, also has a rose on it. And when I was kind of thinking of like what are some symbols that would make a lot of sense, and I think like using the rose again, like I've got a rose right there, and I thought like a rose is like, having a digital rose, which rose often symbolizes love and stuff like that. Having a digital rose is like the symbol for the album. Felt like a pretty decent symbol to be using for the themes and the content of the album.
Yeah, I think it's come up great. And what do you refer to that blue? Is it a marble for you? Everyone has a different description of how those little wax pressed records come out. What are you calling this limited edition blue version?
Great question. So the main thing is that it's I think they call it reconstituted, but it's like recycled vinyl. So it's to like, because sustainability, it's just way like it's using offcuts of previous vinyl that was there, which means that no one is the same. But we got pretty lucky because they just had heaps of blue. Because what can happen is like, if you've got a whole bunch of blue but not quite enough blue, and you have to use a bit of black or whatever, it's just going to be brown or some shit like that. But so far they've all been blue with like specks of white and stuff. I don't know what color I would call it. I would say, what would I call it? It's not quite royal. It's kind of blue. It's kind of blue on a stormy day, but like it's like the ocean stormy, but it's not grey skies overhead, so the ocean doesn't look grey. It still looks blue, but it's like stormy recycled plastic bottle.
Perfect. That's pure marketing genius there, mate. Ultramarine blue.
Sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit to me.
Yeah, and it seems to be a theme, obviously, across in this field. The rose hits again for the album launch. Most importantly, Fake the Days Away. Tell us a bit about this one. November 14. Stay Gold.
Yeah, Stay Gold. Probably going to put some of the funds from merch sales for it into Rising Tide, who are the group that do that protest at the largest coal port in Australia, up in Newcastle. They blocked the port on their kayaks for a couple of days. So I'm going up to that, and so I'm probably going to put some funds from merch sales at the album launch into that, because they've still got legal cases going from last year's event. So
it's
come
it's
along
not cheap.
and spend money on my record if you want to fucking stick it to the man.
Absolutely. Any funds raised are good funds to be reallocated. Al, you don't take a lot of this, mate. I know. You push most of this money into what you can help push another message for, which is I really love about you, mate. Your passion for what we fucked up basically is our environment, and we continue sadly to fuck it up. But I really appreciate
I don't know,
how
I don't know.
hard.
I don't know if it's we. I don't know if it's you and I. Think that I think that for the most part we do what we can. I think it's something that's. Yeah, I think it's something the people with a lot more power than us are willfully doing, and and forcing the rest of the world to come along with them. But anyway, I get your point.
Yeah. So make sure you get across to that one. So two great supports, obviously, as well. Alex Hamilton and band, and Tambourine Jesus. So that'll be great. Friday the 14th, and it's not a Friday the 13th, so you're safe.
I am, although I met my wife on a Friday the 13th, so I actually quite like Friday, and I also like the movie Friday the 13th.
Okay, yeah, I can feel the theme.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm not afraid of them.
We can go out on Thursday the 13th. You can take special someone out for dinner and then celebrate the gig that's about to happen for the launch.
That's wise man.
There you go. I've put it out there now, so you might have to deliver on that one.
Indeed.
This cool photo of the band too. It's a cracker.
Guess where that was?
Is that upstairs at the Gem?
Of course, that's at the Gem.
Yeah, of course it is. Great shot too. I love it. I love the feel and the flavors, the washed out look, the colors. Yeah. It's great. Who shot that? Looks a bit cross processed too.
That's Rick Clifford, who did who's done a bunch of there's so many great photos of all of your favorite artists around town, and he also shot a music video for one of my songs off this album, which was very, very kind of him, which is very sweet.
Very nice.
But quite sad as well.
Yeah, okay. Influences for this album mainly. Did that kind of change between albums as well, or what you're influenced by, or who you were listening to at the time that had a kind of resonance to the look of and feel of this album?
Somewhat. The first album was very it was all a loud rock album about global warming, but not everything that I write all the time is like hard rock. I write a lot of folky stuff, and this album was more of a balance of like the different kinds of stuff that I write. And so a lot of stuff that I listen to is just folk stuff, a lot of instrumental guitar music. And what else? I think at the time when I was talking about what I wanted this album to sound like, I think the Kurt Vile's Smoke Ring for My Halo was probably the easiest reference point, where the album sounds very naturalistic, but it's got a lot of drum machines in it, and it's got a lot of like washed out and kind of processed sounds to it as well. That's the main one that springs to mind.
Yeah, there was a little clip I noticed you posted, and I love when you see that little bit of behind the scenes of how some things happening. You and Miranda doing your thing on the drums and a little part of a drum machine esque. Tell me a bit about that, mate. I should have stolen that clip and put it up so someone could get a little taste for it. But
it's this thing. It's called the Funk Box.
Yeah, right. Yeah, tell us a bit about it.
I don't know if you can hear it, but Rob put us onto it. Apparently gorillas use it a lot.
Right.
But it's this app that's just got just a bunch of sounds of a bunch of old drum machines, and it's very easy to make beats, and they actually sound like I'm still trying to wrap my head around Ableton and like make beats in there, and just in this app it just sounds better, which makes me feel quite dumb.
Right.
That I've got this fancy computer program that like I can't like seem to anyway. And whereas this app, it just like I feel like I'm stuck in like the early 2000s. Like that's as smart as my brain. Like if it's an app, like if I'm creating music like it's Duolingo, I can do music technology that way, but like, yeah, stuff with bells and whistles on the computer, I just feel it looks like the Matrix to me.
Sure. Well, let's face it, we never should have progressed past MySpace back in the day, mate. That was the greatest platform for sharing and putting up music, and the feel of a theme of how someone was put together.
It was a powerful part of my life.
It was until they killed it and brought back.
Until they killed it. Well, you know, it was a big waste of money for Rupert Murdoch, and anything that's robbing him of $500 million, I'm all the happier for it. But I don't know, what are you talking about? You look at the fancy tools that you're rocking around with. This is
I know. This looks a lot slicker than it is, mate. There's people like TV stations that spend a hell of a lot of money having producers and all sorts of people behind the scenes. And look, there's definitely a challenge trying to produce it live and click a few buttons as you go. But
yeah, just tell them to get you to do it. I reckon it'll work out better.
Exactly. I'll do it for half. Perfect discount.
Yeah. Would you do
was
it
there
to
one
get
song on this?
back?
Yeah, no. We can go. Okay. He's had his moment with us. If he thinks he's going to go off and play in front of 30,000 fans and get excited with that, good luck to him.
I support North Melbourne, so we've got even less fans.
Yeah, he did bag us out for not wanting to run out there and making a joke of Melbourne supporters not turning up. So he wanted to go with one of the big teams. I'm not certain that kind of panned out for him, but good luck. Good luck to him and Clayton Oliver and a few others that have all deserted us over time.
We've got Charlie Spargo, which
he's a good get. He's a good get.
That's what my mate said, who's a D's fan.
Yeah, we didn't want to let him go, that's for sure. But footy, sport, there's always a tie into music. Have you ever played one of the gigs that's called For the Jumper? It's at Brunswick Ballroom every year. They do it's called For the Jumper, and it's a fundraiser. And what they do is they put it out. I don't know where they put it because obviously you haven't got an email based on it. But it's anyone that supports that club can get together and come, and they play one or two songs plus the club theme song in their version. And it starts from whoever finished last on the ladder all the way, and the headliner for the night is whoever finished on top. And it's actually a really good, fun night at Brunswick Ballroom.
Nice. Do you mean that every time that they do it, it's all of the different clubs, or
they
each
play
club
basically 18 odd songs? You know, they don't even play the full song a lot of the time, but there's been some big artists turn up. And
does Tim Rogers just do North Melbourne every time?
He hasn't done it for a few years, but he was doing it in the early days. So there's space. There's space for you.
Okay, all right.
Hit you up for next year.
Nice. Have you heard? Did you ever listen to Pond's cover of the Fremantle theme song?
No, I didn't actually.
It's pretty groovy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it makes you want to support Freo a bit.
Yeah, okay. New version or the version?
Yeah, it's like, a new version. Pond, so it sounds like psych, right? It was in the early days, so it's like pretty lo-fi or whatever. Like it would just be it'll just be them piss farting around demo. But it's fun as.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Can we expect a bit of psych rock feel in amongst? There's a little bit at times in amongst our Matcott gig when things go off on a journey, on a trip, very much. Especially, I know the last song on the album has definitely got a bit of that.
Yeah, thanks for noticing. I think that some of the psychedelic moments are just like a little bit different. So that one's like an acoustic song that just all of a sudden drops into some real like synth psychedelia. And then it's not exactly psychedelic, but a similar kind of thing with There Is Much Wrong I Have Done. And then there's some noisier bits in some of the songs. At the moment,
I love it in the score, actually.
What's that?
I love it in the score.
Yeah. Yeah, there's kind of rather than psychedelia as like phaser pedals and like
Yep.
7-minute guitar solos or whatever, which the
Sure.
last album, it didn't have 7-minute guitar solos, but it had a lot more like psych rock moments. This one's got like little moments of psychedelia as opposed to like broad expanses of it.
Yep. Yeah, giving Brendan only 30 seconds on the madness pedals and distortion
That's it.
effects, and everyone
Get
else
in,
with
get
Joe
out.
in the back and Al doing his thing, and Phoebe turning up the bass to a madness level. It's exactly how it should be.
Thanks.
At the Jam, anyway, on the big new stage at the Jam.
Yeah.
The big riser, hey? Save the floor campaign, that was. So the thing didn't cave in. All right, mate. One to go that we're going to touch on. And then once again, thanks for joining me on a rescheduled Tuesday to Thursday night. It's awesome to have you back, mate, and to discuss the new album, mate. Thanks for putting it out, all your hard efforts. Hopefully get a little more reward this time out there in the world. I know you don't play music for reward other than good times and meet good friends and be out there enjoying the liberty of playing music. I know you'd love to be able to do it full-time professionally, but sadly, that's a hard gig these days.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's fine.
But playing music with great mates must be pretty special. This band's a pretty special lineup, mate.
It's a bunch of my best friends, and they're all talented as fuck. So, yeah, what's not to like?
Absolutely. Exciting times for Al Matcott. You got a few more in the can over time. Hopefully, let's not push it too far forward. Let's enjoy this album. But what's next for Al Matcott?
I think the next Al Matcott record will probably be very quiet, and then there'll probably be another album that needs to be. It's not a singer-songwriter record. It's like a heavy stoner doom metal record. And so I think that needs a band. And so I'm also saving. I'm hoping that I get a decent tax return because I want to buy a lap steel guitar.
Yeah, they're the go-to at the moment, and they're not cheap. That's for sure.
No, there's one at Klingen Guitar, which is just around the corner from me, that I've got my heart set on, but I'm just hoping that the tax man doesn't fuck me, you know. Yeah. Sorry for swearing so much, but yeah, I've got my heart set on this one, lap steel. So what's in the future is stuff with lap steel, I guess. Short answer.
Great. Well, let's put it out there, and hopefully that lap steel is available when that tax return comes through. So, because it's a big weight, I'm led to believe, of trying to get your hands on one. A
lap steel or a tax return?
Yeah, both actually, but more the lap steel.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be weird because like I'm left-handed. They don't seem to come in left-handed. I don't know whether it seems like that's not going to matter at all. It seems like that should be fine, but I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully you get to find out very soon. Like the left-handed guitars upside down. There's plenty of options these days.
Okay. Yeah, good. Lucky me.
All right. Here we go with there is much wrong I have done. It's a tongue twister to try and get quick and say fast, but tell us a bit about it, mate, before I play it, and then we'll send you off in style.
This is a love song about my wife. And it's a song that seems like, I don't know, I was most kind of, when we were going into the studio and I was chatting to Rob, the producer, I was like, this song I'm kind of like, I don't really know. And he was like, that's the song. That's the best one. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, if you like it, then I think we're on to something. Because I haven't really written love songs all that much. But anyway, it was like, I had previous girlfriends that are like, why don't you write a song about me? And I'm like, that's not how it works. How it works is when we break up, then it will, and lo and behold, you break up, and then all of the songs come out. And then my wife was like, oh no, one day I'll just be gone and you'll miss me, and then you'll write a song. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then she went away, and like 2 days in, this song came out, and I was like, she's always right.
Yes,
but it worked out. Right. It worked out very well.
Yep, you've acknowledged, Al, that you're 100% correct. They are always right. That's for sure. And if Absolutely. They're not right, just tell them they're right anyway. But thanks to all our partners, supportive partners that let us do the things we do, including me taking time out to put together this podcast that wasn't supposed to be a podcast originally. It was supposed to be just a chat in amongst the shit days of COVID. But I'm rapt that it's still existing, and we're pushing towards show 200, which is only 10 shows away. So we're hoping to try and plan to maybe get out there and put a live gig together and a couple of bands and see how we go, and pretend we're the front of the gig for 5 minutes and interview a couple of artists. Who knows? It's only 10 gigs away, 10 shows away, but we'll see. Thanks, Al. Thanks for joining me, mate. Wish you all the best with this album. Please, everyone, get out there and see Al Matcott, whether it's solo or as a full band. 2 unique experiences you won't forget. But make sure Friday the 14th, make sure you get to Stay Gold of November for the launch. See you out there, Al.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, mate. Always welcome. Great to have a chat to Al Matcott again. All right, we're going to touch on or finish off with There Is Much Wrong I Have Done. Every man can say that. That's for sure. All right, enjoy. See you out there.
Never meant to leave you stranded at the airport by yourself, lying passed out by the ocean with a Marlboro in my mouth. I never meant to lie there useless in the hospital for weeks, while a stream of surgeons took turns making a meal out of me. There is much wrong I have done, and there is more that I will do. But in this world of woe and wickedness, I will want for only you. Meant to drag you halfway round the world to roll the dice, but it was instantly too late. All in, close your eyes and don't think twice. There is much wrong I have done, there is more that I will do. You say this world will leave you lonely, let me spend the night with you. Never meant for you to need me as the willow wants the rain. I never meant to feel your absence as an all-consuming pain. I never meant for love to meet me, thought it a stranger in my town. But when you sank your teeth into me, oh, I was lost, but now I'm found. There is much wrong